Oh yes, 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 yes. Yeah. So this here, this here, it's a bit of stoneware that I haven't done a restoration for ages. This is just a little mild one. I picked this little Truman eagle, sat on top of a pub for many years, and looked over London, looked over a lot of people. Very historic eagle, very historic little eagle there, and it's lost a bit of its definition. It's a bit pooey, it's a bit blackened. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to sympathetically restore it. And what happened to I'm going to call her. What happened to her is she lost the corner of her wing, and we're going to see if we can sort of try and patina it back to some sort of. I might have to leave it to set. I don't know, but I'm going to try and get it a little bit cleaner without going too clean. Good afternoon, Mary Jane. Yeah, it's just basic stuff, really. You just don't go too mad with it because you want it. Because this thing was sitting on top of a pub roof, and it's sort of over the years she's lost her definition. How you doing? Yeah, so did I. I haven't done one for ages. This one's pretty mild. There's not a lot to it, just a brush, some water, and a bit of mud, basically. And yeah, I just thought I'd come on and just do a little because this is pretty historic. This is a Truman pub. I don't know if you Google it or whatever, you'll see what I mean. It's sat on the roof of Truman pubs and breweries, and this one came off a pub. It flew into my arms, and unfortunately, when it landed, it damaged its wing. But that's not a problem because I'm going to sort of try and patina the wing. So, because when it's up, it looks really imposing. It looks better when it's up there and mounted somewhere than it does at eye level. It looks a lot better. So without no further ado, I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Sip of my tea? Oh, fucking hell, that's milky. Yeah, I'm going to have a sip of my tea and get to it, eh? So all you're really doing is you just want to be a bit... brush all the old... and I will tell you some tips along the way. If you're restoring this type of stuff, sometimes if you break a bit of, say you break a bit of garden, say you got something like this in the garden, and some people like to, it's going to get a bit dusty. Some people like to retain the, mould, and if you're patinaing something, you can use yogurt. So you just spread a bit of yogurt on it, and you can bring back the mould and the bacteria and the green in. So yeah, this has got a lot of. I should have a mask really. It's got a lot of. I ain't gonna go too mad on it, so I don't want it to lose its character. I just want to sort of bring back a bit of definition to it, so we can sort of get it a little bit lighter. Because I don't know. The best way I know how to patina these is mud and water or paint. So normally you're supposed to sort of put mud and make a muddy paste and slap it on there and leave it so it works its way in. But I'll just give you an idea and probably do it by hand. It may not come out very good. It might. You're just really best to leave them, really. It's just to give you an idea of, you don't want to go too mad on it. Otherwise you'll ruin its sort of appeal. Yeah, this particular one, it's got a it's pulling out a fish. It's on a fish. So I should imagine it's a female. You never know. So all you use, you just use a bit of water and a bit of organic washing up liquid won't hurt it. So, and this is 100% organic, so there's only a little drop in there. So you start to see a bit of the definition start to come back once you get a bit of water on it. But you'll start to see the blackening where you want to be with the blackening. As I say, it's just a mild one. It's nothing too mad because I don't want it to lose its patina really. Bit of mud. Yeah, really, you should go a bit pasty with the mud. But there you go. And here she is. She's an old girl. She's been sitting on the roof of a pub, breathing all them fumes in for many, many, many years. And I don't want to go too mad because I'll start to go too crazy and it will start to get too light. And I don't want that. I want it about there, really. That's fine for me. A little bit more on the wing. Yeah, it's a shame because I tried to find its wing and unfortunately I couldn't bloody find it. So if only she could talk. No, never clean silver, that's right, you know. If only she could talk. She sat on an East End pub. If you want to Google the pub, it's called the Hallsville Tavern in E16 Canning Town. And it was on the roof of that. A bit later on, after it was built, I think the Truman Brewery, when they took it over, it was a Chariton's, but when they take things over, they cemented their Truman Eagle on it later on. So the original photos, you won't see it, but the later ones you will. Yeah, she's been up there quite a while. That'll be enough. Yeah, so basically when you sort of to patina it, because obviously that's basically dirt. It's covered in dirt. So you replace the dirt. Pretty simple. You can do it with paint, or you could leave it in your garden, you know, and weather it. It'll take a couple of years, and put a bit of yogurt over it and stuff, and weather the old girl. But what we're going to do is we're going to sort of use a, I don't know, going back to times of years and years ago. Yeah, we're going to use a mud and water, basically. It's the way they've done it for millions and thousands of years. And it's just a mud and water mixture. I think I've got a bit of compost in it. It might be a bit too dark. But yeah, just a bit of muddy sludge. And what you want to do is apply your mud. Don't worry about getting your hands dirty. Is obviously rub that mud back into it. It might, see, the thing is with it, I think it's got a bit of compost in it or whatever, but it might be a bit darker, but that doesn't matter, because in the end it will finally it will wash off. But this is the sort of thing that you've got to really do. You've got to work it into the porous material, and then you sort of wash it off, and it should, this is live, it should lighten up a bit. But it will do anyway. If you go too dark, just leave it in the garden, in the rain or whatever, and eventually it will start to get lighter. But this is the sort of this is your sort of quick way of doing it. But you've got to sort of get it into the get it into where it's broken. So if we can get a bit to stick. Get a bit to stick. I think she might have a bit on her bum. Yeah. So there's a little bit down here, but that doesn't notice, but still, we'll still give it a bit of a weathering. Yeah, you got to get your hands dirty in this job. And yeah, trying to get that, because it was dropped, and when she did succumb to a bit of a bash. Big shouts out to everyone watching. Restoration Nation. I don't really know what to do with it. I could sell it. I could keep it. But I really do feel that something like that should be, I don't know, not in a garden. I think it needs to be up high. It needs to be doing the job that it was that it's supposed to do, which I think was to scare birds away. I'm not too sure. And as well, it had a sort of purpose. And they were very impending in situ. That they were looking down from that particular pub. They had a sort of not menacing, but a guarding sort of. And when they're up there, I've got a picture of it up where it was. And when she was up there, she looks way better. And I think sort of, you know, when you'll sort of lose the definition once it's up high, you'll lose the fact that the bump's missing. It was a shame because, but as you can see, the patina now, although it's a lot darker, you know, you'll start to lose the definition. It'll start to sort of look more as is, so to speak. Lovely. Yeah, yeah. It depends what sort of yeah, sorry, I haven't been getting to your messages. Yeah, it depends what sort of colour you want, really. But obviously, I think I think that's had a bit of compost or peat in it or something, so it's not as earthy. But the issue is you need it to saturate. So even if I wash it now and it still looks dark, once it's left out in the open for a couple of weeks, and I'll stick a bit of yogurt on it, and it will start getting a bit green again. And because that's exactly, and it takes the fact that she's missing her shoulder bit there, but that's not a problem because that's what that will sort of solve. But to be honest with you, I think she's done pretty well. The fish is still there. I could give it a wire brush or something, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because obviously all this patina is just years and years of patina in it. But I just wanted to get a little bit of its definition back. Just a bit of just a basic defluffing, and just getting some of the excess, get into the old nooks and crannies there, and get some of the dust out. So you've got a bit of definition and patina. Oh, and there you go. The old buzzard. Hang on, I'm just going to get round the other side of the phone for a sec. Yeah, at least it was her shoulder. That's the good thing, wasn't it? Yeah, because I used tea and mud when I was restoring an old man's garden gnomes. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's thanks, Debs. Is it Victorian? No, it's not Victorian. The pub's Victorian, but it was a Charrington's pub. So later on, the pub was opened in 1853, but later on, I can't remember the bloody Truman Brewery took it over. So when they took that pub over, that's been sitting up there ever since, because when they took a pub over, they put the old Truman Eagles up there. So it's been there. From what I've been told, it's been there at least since the late 1950s. So I don't know what to do with it, to be honest with you. I'd rather flog it, to be honest with you, and let someone have it who's going to do something with it. I'm only going to put it at eye level. Really, it needs to be high. It needs to be mounted on a building, down above somebody's door, on your mansion somewhere. It needs to be high. It needs to be looking down. I think it needs to be looking down. But yeah, it's a Truman one because it's catching the fish. It's got the fish in the hand, and that's apparently how you tell fish in the hand. That's apparently how you tell that it's a Truman one. But I'm only going what I've been told anyway. Yeah, I could put it in auction, Debs, couldn't I? Oh, this is the restoration corner. This is the bit where the missus says, yeah, you keep that corner. You do your shitty stuff in there. You get the bloke's corner, the restoration corner. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to give it a tip of water. We'll see how it comes out. You never know. It'll probably still be very, very dark, or it might all wash off. But the best way to do it is to mud pack it, leave the mud pack on it, and then leave it for a few days and then wash it off. But we'll see what happens anyway. We'll see what happens. I'd say she's about 18 inches high, and she's very heavy. She's not light. She's not easy to move around, the girl. And yeah, let's have a look in a minute. I'm just going to finish my fag and my cup of tea, and then we'll have a look and see what happens with that side, eh? I do want to give a big shout out in the meantime. We was out today. We was on a River Watch special, trying to bring awareness to, there's been quite a few tragedies in the River Thames in the past few days. If you check my videos out, look on Facebook. We have today reported 5 life rings missing. Today they have been reported, and damaged life rings along the River Thames as well, because there's an area a couple of days ago, unfortunately, someone succumbed to the Thames while swimming. So we was out there today documenting broken, damaged, missing life rings along the Thames, and absence of life rings. They've been reported today by the River Watch team. Yes, the River Watch team have reported those today to the council, to the necessary authorities. So hopefully we'll go back there, and there may be some sort of change in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, it's absolutely awful. Don't forget, it's all about. See, the thing is that we're trying to rebuild this place, this old country, and things like this are a sign that it can't hold its own trousers up, it can't hold its own pants up, it can't keep the streets clean, crime, even things like waterways, deaths like that, it can't keep its pants up. So, at this time, I'm going to use my platform to do as many positive things I can. And river safety at the moment, it's young lads, young girls getting swept into the river. Normally they get to the edge, bit of silt, they can't get out, get swept away. They don't know nothing about the current, anything running through it. So I will be coming with a couple more river watches on that subject, yeah, strictly river safety and things like that. So if you are by a river, lake, just tell your kids one thing: that river doesn't forgive. Yeah, it doesn't forgive. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. But yeah, another young lad has lost his life in the basins in London. So yeah, paramount, absolutely paramount. Yeah, no worries, Mary Jane. No worries, Mary Jane. I'll be off for me egg and chips in a minute myself. Au revoir. I'll see you soon. Ain't going to be long with this anyway. Yeah. Really, Spitalfields, London, the brewery. Thanks, Debs. There's a postcard on eBay with the picture. Oh, crazy. No worries. Yeah. It's a very historic pub. A lot of skullduggery went on down there, all the good old East End, good old East London stuff went on in that pub. It was a dockers retreat. You know what I mean? They'd work all week and then have a good old fight and shake hands. It was all like that in Canning Town, East London. Typical East End town. Right. So I don't want it to sort of bleed over, so I'm going to have to tip the old girl. I shouldn't be doing this. Let's tip the old girl on her side. Yep, she's a bit of an heavy one. So let's see what happens. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. We're getting there. And that kind of getting there, but no. I think what we're going to do with it is, as I say, but you'll notice if you keep on with it, it will start. Really, what I think I'm going to do with it is you should just dip the wing, get a bucket, dip the wing in some muddy water up until about there, and leave it there for a few days. but it has started, as you can see. It will start to discolour. You know, you can't get it perfect first go, but as you can see, the whitening on the head's gone a little bit, and but the more you keep massaging it and working it in, you'll start to see the efforts of your work, you know. But we're only see it's down to the rubbing in, the massaging, and then a mud pack basically. Get a bit of treatment, girl. Would you want your nails done next or what? Eh? Lippy? Anything? Tummy tuck? So as you can see, just by giving it a bit, it's a little bit darker, but just by doing that, we'll start to see just a little bit of water at a time, not too much water. So she's kind of getting there. Let's have a look through the old camera lens. See. Ha ha ha. Yes. A little bit darker maybe, but still progress. This is the thing, Debs. It was. And the funny thing is if you look out of the fish's mouth, you'll see the nozzle. Yeah. And on the bottom is where the pipe goes. That's the pipe there. And they use that to sort of mount it on the roof. So they're saying, the people I spoke to said that it was around the 50s and 60s that it went up. So if it was a water feature, it could have come from a stately garden. It could have come from the war, something getting bombed, some reclamation somewhere. But it is very old. It is definitely a lot older than she looks. Oh, let me get up. I don't want to keep moving you, love. Oh. See, I don't really want to tip it, but you can probably see it better. I don't really want to tip it because it will start to bleach down. It will start to run down, and it will get. That's about as far as I'm going to go today. See, and what it does is it takes some of the, although it's a little bit darker in places, it takes the, it moves the aesthetic. So you're not kind of, when it's up high, you definitely won't notice she's missing her shoulder there. But that sort of kind of, if you're looking at it flat on, it kind of sort of makes it more even now. She hasn't got that whitish wing. You know, and you just work on the colour. You just work it down, you know. I'm just looking at it through, bent over halfway, looking down on it. I can't really tell for sure, you know, until I see it light on it and other bits. But the best way would be now to mud pack it, give it a good old slab of mud on there, and let it soak in for a good couple of weeks, well, forever how long. Let it soak in, and or the other way is just keep regularly. But I think for now, the rain, and you put a bit of yogurt on it, a bit of yogurt, and it will start getting green, a little bit of greenery on it, and she'll start to go back to sort of how it looks. And I think for now, I have to give you a name, I suppose. I have to give you a name, mate, won't we? Hey? What am I going to do with you? Do you want me to stay here, or do you want me to get rid of you? Do you want me to flog you, or do you want me to keep you? Hey? We'll decide. Hey? You got a bit sad, didn't you? Seen a lot on your old girl. Well, there you go. I'll fix you. I've tried to do my best for you. And here's to many more years. And this is a part of history. This is a part of East London's culture. This is a part of British heritage. Yeah, this was from a pub that was massive in the community. Literally hundreds and hundreds of messages that I've looked at about the people that went into this pub, that virtually lived there, that, you know, had their wakes there, had their baby christenings there. This is part of London's, UK's, British, English heritage. This is part of us. So whether you're in Manchester, Scotland, every area would have had pubs on every corner, and sometimes a very big one. And as you were coming into the area, you knew you were home because you would see this eagle. That's how pivotal it is. You know, when you saw the eagle, you knew you were home. So this had to be rescued. She had to be saved, and yeah, there you go. I'm gonna go and wash my hands now.